Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on Rush Master Korean solo queue. He is duoed with Phoenix. He is a challenger mid laner in he's playing Zoe. And for this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit slower. I'm going to try to cater this video to lower elo players, and to people actively trying to climb in the jungle. And I'll try to cater, I'm trying to develop a different style of teaching when it comes to these certain VODs that I would do. Okay. Let's go ahead and start right into it. So for starters, okay, for starters, we're gonna go ahead and evaluate Rush's lane versus the enemy lanes. In any matchup, in any solo queue game that you play as a jungler, you want to first evaluate what your lanes can do versus what the enemy can do. So if we look up first of all in top lane, right? So top lane, we want to look at what's happening. Obviously, jungle matchup, mid lane matchups, ADC matchup, and the support matchup. Obviously, we want to be able to kind of have both of these in like kind of one, in one kind of like evaluation because they are duo lanes. So looking up to top lane, it is Set versus Darius. Darius does actually end up winning a bit early on, although majority of the matchup, I'm going to go ahead and say is equal because it is snowbally. If Set does find leads against Darius, which obviously Darius can't easily do against him, then he can simply snowball the matchup, although this is slightly more favored towards Darius. Going into the mid lane, or sorry, not the mid lane matchup, but the jungle matchup, if Elise is able to cocoon the Kindred, then Elise can just burst Kindred down. If Kindred can scale later into the game and start building MR, or if he can dodge the cocoon and he can start catching Elise when she is on cooldown, then Elise will always simply lose. Going into mid lane. Finally, Zoe does actually end up beating out Fizz. So again, this is even. Zoe does actually end up beating Fizz. If Fizz finds certain angles against Zoe, then he can snowball the matchup, but Zoe can find wins on anywhere up from wave 1, and then because of wave 1, she can then find victory on wave 4, and then etc. Right? And we'll cover that as the game progresses. Finally, in bot lane, Janna Ezreal, it is going to be more favored towards MF and Zyra because there's just more raw damage inside of the lane, and then Janna Ezreal they can't really do much that early on against a MF and a Zyra, just literally because of raw damage. So what Rush actually has is a relatively weaker left side. He has a strong mid lane, and he has a relatively weaker right side, right? So that being said, we're going to see how Rush plays out, and Rush will most likely do slightly more defensive routes unless he opts to vertical. And if he does opt to vertical, then Elise will end up actually taking... it wouldn't affect Elise too much. However, Elise trying to gank Ezreal and Janna would actually be really obnoxious to do, because once Janna is able to get certain levels and Ezreal is able to get his E leveled up, then ganking this lane can be very difficult for Elise. And why I'm saying a vertical is very good here is because if we go like this, and then we path like this, then Elise is forced to path like this. So then what ends up happening now is if we just end up taking her left side jungle, and she takes our right side jungle, and us as in Rush, then what ends up happening is the next respawn counts are back on the right hand side for Elise, meaning she has to then... She can't really go top lane because, her camps won't be up. And so then the only gank she can really do is potentially in mid lane that we can just always protect with our own routes, and then finally having to try to land Cocoon against the Ezreal and the Janna here. And anyways, let's go ahead and play this off. I think that red side Ezreal is really okay. Blue side Ezreal is pretty good too. Red side Ezreal is probably with Janna even better against MF, so yeah. Also, we will actually have Rush's voice on for this VOD, so we're going to see what Rush is thinking, and Rush is again going to be communicating with his duo partner, so we're going to see what both of them are attempting to say, and we're going to evaluate, what they're saying correct versus what they could have done alternatively. Let's get into it. So we're going to go ahead and take the red buff already. We know that Elise has started on the right-hand side of the map. And it seems like we're actually just going to go ahead and force the vertical. Again, this is my first time watching this video. So it makes some mistakes. Oh, wait a minute. She started blue buff. Oh, okay. Okay, it seems like
Hi.
yeah, actually Darius leashed. My mistake. Oh, it barely leashed actually. Guess she just did leashless. Okay.
My bot lane lost the push. Feels bad, man. He started blue.
Bot lane will lose push, but that's not their fault. Now, if bot lane ends up losing push early on, what ends up happening is if so okay, I'll explain this. So if Ezreal and Janna lose on wave 1, the wave actually then pushes in, and then they're zoned out on wave 2. Wave 2 is when the enemy bot lane will hit level 2, which means that on wave 2, the enemy bot lane can do whatever with the wave, and then on wave 4, they could end up getting a returning bounce back, forcing Ezreal and Janna inside of a very awkward state inside of the lane. This will actually then force Rush to be down there when Elise is down there in order to protect them from a gank. This also denies any gank opportunities, although Ezreal Janna has very little setup. Yeah, checking wolves doesn't really. I mean, I guess we can.
I can possibly fight here. I don't think I lose.
Oh, there she. Okay, so they're both just gonna meet each other here.
Yo, can you come? Can you come? This one, River.
And this fight again is very good because we talked about the mid lane matchup. We talked about Zoe winning on wave 1. And so this is why the fight becomes pretty okay. And red buff with Kindred is pretty disgusting. Elise being level 2, Elise can't really do much. Again, we talked about if Elise can't land the combo off, or if Elise doesn't have her cooldowns up, she can't fight Kindred. This is exactly what's happening. Elise doesn't have W, and then Elise is level 2. So no, probably doesn't even have yeah, probably doesn't have Cocoon either because she starts QW.
It's not called my blue, so if you charge the word here again later, it's gonna be really nice.
Seems like bot lane ended up getting the push, and it seems like wave 3 is just arriving.
Please, team. Please.
And Elise will go to his blue, yep. So Elise going to rush his blue.
If he okay, use E, I can maybe help.
Blue's probably gone, actually, at this point.
He can't hit level 3 normally. He can't.
Again, normally when he says he can't normally hit level 3, if Elise basically opts to do a route like this is really bad because Rush will meet him there. If Elise opts to do a route like this, and she goes like this, and then she does this, Raptors are really ugly to take. Golems are really ugly to take, and then Rush can actually defend any route that Elise has down into bot lane with a very simple route like this. Although I believe blue might just be gone. We're gonna check.
He actually is hella chunked to do anything.
Yep. Okay. Can't really do blue buff because he just assumed that Elise is really low, which she is. So can't really do anything. So Rush is correct in that case. Yep. And Scuttle Crab also is gone now. The only thing Elise can really do is Elise can maybe move up to the left side jungle to get the crab, and then maybe do Gromp, and then maybe do wolves afterwards. But then again, now she's losing efficiency inside of her jungle. Yep, this is just really bad by Elise.
You're showing, right? So Janna is walking up.
And now we can double crab her if we wanted to.
I have a unite.
They know I'm here.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and try to just double crab here.
Nice, balanced.
This is really good. And now, as you can see in mid lane, Fizz can't really freeze on 3 casters. And so Zoe's actually pretty comfortable here. And as long as Zoe hovers left side, it's just so free. Now, obviously, Rush is staying onto the left-hand side because the only route Elise can really do. So now, let's explain what happened here, right? Rush went like this. Elise started blue buff. Elise realized, oh my god, he's right here. They ended up meeting each other. Something weird happened. He got chunked out. Elise had to go like this, and then she had to go like this. So, well, she had to take her red. Then what ended up happening is Rush went to blue buff, took crab, and now Elise's only route is to go back down to the left-hand side. We talked about the fact that Raptors are very bad for her. We talked about Golems being very bad for her and very obnoxious to take. Not to mention, if she did end up taking Golems to hit level 3 and then go back down into bot lane, it doesn't really give us value. If we tab, we can see if Elise did Golems. And now, once Elise probably did do Golems really quickly with Smite. Now that Elise did do Golems, if her next route is back onto the left-hand side to potentially contest Crab, she can't really do that because Zoe actually has priority. and her only route would be really just to take Gromp and then Wolves and kind of just do like low tempo farming pretty much. And we're gonna see Rush simply just take double crab here. Like, Elise isn't gonna contest this crab. Going top lane again could be a mistake. Top lane, although, does have a freeze. Oh, actually shows bottom, and now immediately notice what happens. Let's go ahead and tab. So Elise had 8 CS on blue buff. She had 4 CS on blue buff. She had about 8 CS on red buff. She then had about 12 CS on maybe Raptors, and then now she has 16 CS, meaning that her 2 left side camps are actually still available. Meaning that if she goes like this, it's not as optimal because we can just take her left side jungle and then we can run up to top lane to simply take her, to simply attack Darius in that case. At least we'll actually get a kill here. Janna ends up picking up Zyra as well, and oh, she actually ends up dying, and that's really good. That's actually pretty good for us. Because now Elise can't invade Rush's right side jungle. And we're just going to go ahead and steal her Gromp away. Again, looking at top lane, being aware, and we're just going to go ahead and run up to top lane. The next camps that'll respawn will be Elise's right side jungle very soon. Darius makes a very good play and then immediately recalls. And this is really good for Set, because all Set has to do is just keep the wave in a very good spot. However, it looks like the wave is actually pushing into Darius. So, because it is, we're just going to go ahead and push it in.
I can move too.
Yeah, if you come, there might be a double kill because Elise is there.
Yep. Elise is left side right now.
Is it shown or what?
Going top.
And we're just going to look to zone Darius off of the wave. It is 2v3. Oh shit, he's dead.
Nice, not bad.
Again, we knew Elise is up here. We know Elise is sitting at 16 CS. And again, this is all doable because of the priority up into mid lane. So now, instead of... So actually what ended up happening here is, if you notice this, yeah, this could be a freeze. But the second Set opts to just push the wave, and we realize that Set just wants to shove the entire wave and not freeze against Darius. Because again, we could have simply gone like this and then farm this camp, and then ran back up the top lane with a very good lane state. We would be farming +2 camps, whereas Elise would only have +1 camp. We would actually end up getting ahead of Elise in that case. And so then the freeze would be optimum. However, Set already killed the minion wave, and so what's now happening is we're going to eat the next minion wave, and then we're just going to dive him with the priority in mid lane. Now obviously this is unlikely to happen in lower ranks, but because this is again Challenger solo queue, Master Korean solo queue, we are going to utilize Zoe's priority, and we're just going to run up there and we're going to zone Darius off of like almost 2.5 waves. And then again, it is going to be 3v3 and Fizz can't do anything.
Help him. For sure.
This is why we do have advantage in mid lane.
I can move too.
Yeah, if you come, there might be a double kill because Elise is there. What? Was it shown or what?
Again, Elise's only camps that are available
No
is the Wolf camp, which is 20 CS.
Coming bot.
I can flash out.
Yep. Elise ends up... So we end up picking up the Darius, and now we're going to pick up the Elise as well. Elise actually might just be able to kill Rush. Never mind. Oh. This is very, very misplaced. This is so messy. Oh, Zyra actually makes a very, very good roam up the top lane.
She's not coming.
And Zyra's roam is actually relative to the push up in top lane. So now, I talked about this in my previous video actually. We know that Darius is pushed up. So what's happening here is bot lane ended up getting a push, and Zyra realized that we're going to get a bounce back. Zyra realized that Kindred's next routes are left side. We know that Elise is still onto the right hand side and has to run up to left side. This is why she hasn't met us on Gromp yet, because she ended up dying. So now Zyra, knowing that Ezreal and Janna can't dive MF, will jump right up to top lane like this and try to defend. However, she was a little too late. So again, all the players here are playing really, really well. However, you know, like it was a very good roam by Zyra, but it just doesn't matter. Mainly because she's just not quick enough, and Zoe was able to get there before. And again, if Fizz wasn't Fizz, and Fizz was like maybe an Orianna, or if Fizz was Alessandra, or if Fizz was any other champion, then this whole situation would be a lot different. In fact, Rush's team may just lose this because Janna isn't there. And so this became a relatively even number advantage because of Fizz just, you know, not having the wave clear. And that's just the champion, so there's not really much he could do there, so. Gets cocooned. Doesn't really want to auto because he'll take tower aggro. And then Zyra, and yeah, I mean, the game's just over now. The game's just over.
As you said before. Nice. Fish is coming now, but it's a little useless. Level 6, level 6, level 6, level 6. Maybe bot lane is dead, maybe. Please no though.
Bot lane should be dead.
Get out.
Bot lane should just be dead. They're attempting to dive her, but like bot lane should just be dead here.
Actually, if he somehow dodged that.
I mean, it's not the worst because, I mean, they lose a wave.
Fiji will be strong, but it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
This lane is over, but thank you.
It's okay, it's okay. You got many
Now
kills.
I'm behind.
Okay.
Thank bot.
Stay on the turret for 5 minutes, Phoenix, okay? 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. You can wait for that, right? Wait for your next flash.
So he's gonna have to hard shove the wave, and then Elisa's left side camps, or sorry, her right side camps have respawned here. Again, sitting at 20 CS, we know that Wolf camp is gone, we know that Gromp is just about to spawn, Blue is about to be up, and we know that Elisa's Raptors are up and Elisa's Golems are up, neither camps which Elise wants to actually properly farm them.
Actually, I'm gonna get Berserker plus Hex Drinker this game. Looking smart to me. And Black Cleaver.
Okay, he's 7 level.
Black Cleaver is... I mean, Hex Drinker is good. I don't know about Black Cleaver, but Hex Drinker I think is really good. Yep, this is not able to be contested considering...
I'm giving them another Scuttle. Feels bad, man.
Considering Elise... Well, I mean, you took double Scuttle. This is not really that bad. I mean, Rush should just run to Elise's... can't really do that either. Considering Elise should just run to her blue buff now. Elise should just run to blue buff. I can't see what's happening up in top lane. So now, okay. Now, if this wave is frozen, Elise has to hover, and then Kindred can show and try to do something if we're quick enough. If Darius ends up blowing his E or whatever, right? Possibly. If this wave is pushing, Kindred has to do Camp A, Camp B, and then move up to Camp C. Doing the opposite would actually be really bad. If Rush opts to do Camp A, whoops, that is way too big. Camp A, whoops, I can't write. Camp A, up to Camp B, down to Camp C, Rush will be on Raptors by the time that this wave will be pushed in, and then Elise will end up shoving up and trying to kill top lane. If we do the opposite and the sequence becomes A, B, up to C, then Rush can actually match the push lane, the pushing top laner, and then shove the wave out, and then recall back down to the right-hand side, where his, again, right side camps will end up respawning, and then Dragon is available. This is also the same time when bot lane should just end up bouncing back into the enemy, and so then potentially, if we have enough vision, Dragon is also contested, could be contested, because it's the same time when Zoe could potentially build up a wave and crash into Fizz.
Balin is mid. What the fuck? How is he feeling pressured? Nice, I just killed his fresh word. Balin is maybe in trouble because I'm being shown here.
Bot lane could even be dove, but if bot lane is dove, then Rush will end up countering Elise's left side jungle, and then diving up top lane or diving into mid lane, and then Elise can only respond with Dragon, which would still be a good play on both junglers' sides, so it's not the worst. Again, just like we talked about, we are hovering. Elise will show up in top lane, and we are going to make sure that our top laner can survive. Yep, we're just walking around. Elise could be here.
I'm trying to help you.
Oh, there she is. Yep, good night.
Happens.
And again, we are going to fight. Elise is on cooldown. Holy shit, this guy's going to 2v1. He's actually dead. Rush?
I must die for sure.
Rush is definitely dead. Yeah, he's just dead.
Win.
Wait, actually. Auto?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Try my best.
Oh my god! He did it. Oh my god, he's going to double kill.
Auto space.
Oh wow.
Easy.
Okay. Really good by Rush. Really good by Rush.
Bad.
And now it's just so good. Now it is just so good because we know that Elise's camps are gone on the left hand side. We know that our Raptors are up. We're just gonna do Raptors, and then maybe we can look at bot lane. We can maybe dive, and then we can run into Dragon. This is just so good.
Phoenix
Also,
is
we should
happy
recall
now.
soon though, because maybe we could just do Raptors and recall
Last one,
soon,
last one.
considering
I have Sabatin.
considering that
1 minute.
we have a jungle item. We have
Maybe
Warriors.
one time with my friend.
Warriors is really good. Warriors is usually when you're really strong. So this is kind of like a major power spike for Kindred, especially on Kindred. Warriors is just insane. So much damage. And now,
Base now. My base
yep,
is
basing is better here. Basing is always best here.
Base?
if I can, it's better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just base.
If bot lane was played differently, then we just dive bot lane. We don't base. Then after the dive, we can take crab. Then we base, and then Elise is gonna be like right here, and then we're gonna take her. We're gonna go ahead and take our right side jungle, and because we're playing from red side terrain, and obviously this is blue. Technically this is blue, but it's red side. It's north, so it's red. We have better angles to actually hit Elise against. Or sorry, not to hit. I'm so sorry. To get Dragon, not hit Elise. We're taking Dragon at that point. We have good terrain for Dragon takes. Whereas the opposite is true for blue side, which is the other side of the map.
Marco and Zyra, she's on like running it down player. I don't think I should health top. It's pointless.
Look, we know Elise is down here.
If you have it. Oh, he flashed.
No.
They both flashed.
Yeah.
Actually, you killed MF. Not too bad. He's missing. Kinda fucking knew
Yep.
it.
Then we end up going ahead and taking a
Oh, I
fight
knew it.
here.
Oh, I was being
End up
unfair.
definitely dying here. Rush.
I want
Yep.
Janna to be here so I can fucking counterplay them. Instead of fucking you fucking farming mid lane, you better sit with me and help me to fucking get my junk.
Okay, Rush is malding. That is just okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there before he ends up breaking his computer. So we basically covered levels 1 to 7, and the only reason I'm covering levels 1 to 7 is mainly because of the fact that although the game is still, it's not over technically, and either side can still win it. Although I do believe Rush's team should win this considering the team comp and whatever, but we're only gonna do levels 1 to 7 for most junglers. Only watching the early game. And if you can play levels 1 to 5 properly, levels 1 to 7 properly as a jungler, then you're going to become so much stronger moving into the, into the mid game. Anyways, the game continues, but whatever, right? Anyways, that is it for this VOD. I will try to do as many videos as possible, especially with the jungle, because jungle coaching is very dynamic and it does require a lot of understanding. And then as a laner, I believe that if you're a top laner or if you're a mid laner, then watching these types of videos is also really beneficial because you're going to know how junglers interact with your lane and how you should obviously respond. Anyways, that is it for this video, and I will see you guys for the next one. Take care. Bye.